Topic of the day, my Malkin's moments. I have some great Malkin's moments for you. I have to start with the NCAA tournament. There have been so many historical moments for a number of programs. Hubert Davis, the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, became the first head coach in his first season on the sidelines to reach the Final Four since the late Bill Guthridge of the North Carolina Tar Heels. He led North Carolina to the Final Four in 1998. Hubert Davis is the next to do that. He led the Tar Heels to their 21st Final Four appearance, which is the most all-time of any program. UCLA is second behind them with 18 trips to the Final Four. And you look at this road to the Final Four, to New Orleans for North Carolina, and it was a really difficult one. Obviously the whole season, but then you destroy number 9 Marquette. You outlast top seed out of the region, Baylor. You beat UCLA narrowly. Now you beat St. Peter's. They've had a tremendous run. And they're playing like a Final Four team right now. And the big reason why, Armando Bacot also set history. He tied the great Tim Duncan for the most double-doubles in a season by an ACC player. Both he and Duncan have 29 double-doubles this year. 29 double-doubles this year. And I think about 36 games. He's been a man amongst boys in the middle, the way he's rebounding, the way he's affecting the game on the inside. With his length, Carolina wouldn't be where they are without Armando Bacot. He's been playing sensationally well and deserves a big shout out. And speaking of teams that deserve a big shout out, St. Peter's. I know they just got eliminated. They just got beat by North Carolina, but they became the first ever 15 seed in the NCAA tournament to reach the Elite Eight. We had seen Florida Gulf Coast, we had seen Oral Roberts reach the Sweet 16, but neither of those teams have managed to win a third game in the tournament. The Peacocks did it. They have left an indelible mark on the sport. They've now etched themselves into rarefied air, and it further reinforces what makes the NCAA tournament so great and why it's given the moniker of March Madness, is because you can have an underdog team create history and advance to heights and reach new heights that you never thought were possible. And the journey that this university, this program went on, by the way, they have the lowest budget in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, just for some clarity and just to further highlight how sensational of a run. They're a commuter school in Jersey City, New Jersey. And yet they achieved what they did. Now, I don't think Shaheen Holloway is going to stay. I think he's about to take off for Seton Hall, his alma mater, for that head coaching vacancy. But regardless, a special year for St. Peter's. Big shout out to that program. They beat Kentucky, the number 2 seed. They beat Murray State and the Racers, the number 7 seed in the second round. In the Sweet 16, they just knocked off Purdue, the 3 seed. A sensational run for the Peacocks. Just want to give them a shout out. Kansas, the Jayhawks advanced to the Final Four. Their 16th time in program history they've advanced to the Final Four, the 4th under Bill Self. They won by 26 points, but again, they trailed by 6 at the half. And the 26-point win marked the largest in the Elite Eight by any team since 1992. And according to ESPN Stats and Information, their 26-point win tied for the largest among teams that had trailed at the half in an NCAA tournament game. Because in 1964, we saw Princeton defeat Virginia Military Institute by 26 points in the first round after trailing by 1 point at halftime. So the fact that they were trailing at the half and then they ultimately won by 26 is why this is pretty impressive. And again, 16th trip to the Final Four. They won the Midwest region for the 13th time. Big shout out to the Jayhawks program and for them getting back and returning to the Final Four for the first time since 2000 Again, this was a team that was expected to be the #1 overall team in the 2020 NCAA tournament. Got canceled due to COVID. We didn't get a chance to see it. Now they're starting to put on full display just why they've been highly touted so far this year. In the world of entertainment, the Queen of Basketball documentary produced by Shaquille O'Neal and Steph Curry won the Oscar. It was a documentary about the late, great Lucia Harris, who is inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. She scored the first ever Olympic bucket for Team USA. And she obviously sadly passed away 2 months ago. It's a 22-minute documentary about her. It won the Academy Award for Short Subject Documentary. Again, she scored the first bucket in Olympic women's basketball history and was the first woman officially drafted in the NBA. So she started her career at Delta State University, won 3 straight national championships in the 1970s, was drafted by the Jazz, by the New Orleans Jazz at the time, the 7th round of the 1977 NBA draft. She was pregnant at the time, so didn't ultimately decide to play. But again, won a silver medal at the Montreal Olympics, scored the first bucket, Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. And it's great that those two individuals, being Steph and Shaquille O'Neal, could further help promote her and promote women's sports in that light, which was something that the director, I forget his name, said in his acceptance speech, was the importance of telling the story of some of these women that had profound impacts on sports. And it's nice that we have some big male names to attach their name to this incredible story about a female basketball player, and that is something special. Also, I don't think this necessarily needs to be on my Malkin's Moments, but just want to give a shout out to Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock. Made a joke about his wife. Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. He didn't like it, got up on stage, clearly in an unprompted, unscripted mark of disagreement, to say the least. Wow, that was a shocker to me. Okay, that's all the time that I got for today. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Morning Joe every single Monday and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 11 Central, and 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube page, Morning Joe, J-O, with Jonah Malkin. Follow me on Instagram, jmalkin97, Twitter, at morning_Joe_ or at Jonah_Malkin, TikTok, Jonah Malkin. So, as always, have a lovely rest of your morning.